This arrangement of Feeling Good is from the Guest Spot series, the Soul Edition. In addition to the backing tracks and the demonstration tracks and the music, this is just some ideas to put into learning this song. It's a very purposeful song. There's a lot of conviction in this song, so we want to try and put that into the music as we're learning it. It's in a minor key, but it's a very uplifting song as well, so it's very bluesy in that sort of sense. The famous version of this is by Nina Simone, so it's definitely worth checking out that recording. And this arrangement borrows very heavily from that recording. Have a look, see if you can find the pickup to bar 9. It's a important part of the song when we get to here. There's a sort of build up in the melody, and we need to really end with conviction. So I'm going to play through it. I'm going to keep it strong. Going to really try and build up a little bit through that rising line that begins from bar 9. And I'm going to try and finish with a real sense of conviction and finality with the last note there, which is in bar 12. Okay, so just listen, and then I'll get you to pause the video and work on those ideas yourself. Don't get overly focused on exact rhythms and things like that. Try and play this by feel a little bit, because the rhythms will just sort of start to fall into place. So from pickup to bar 9 with a build up and then ending strong. Okay, so I'm really I'm controlling it, but I'm trying to really give this sense of this point of resolution. We're ending there on the tonic or the main note of this key, which is B minor. So we're ending on that B there. So give it a nice big sort of strong sound there. So you give that yourself maybe a few times through if you like, so you can just get those musical ideas in there from the pickup to bar 9. So do that now, and pause the video. And now let's jump to pickup to bar 20. And we're going to really try and hit this last B and the D in bar 22 as well. It's meant to have a softer volume there, but it still needs to be intense at that softer sort of volume. And we still want this sense of building through the section, that rising melodic line that we get through 20 and 21. So I'm going to play that from the pickup to bar 20, those two semiquavers. Okay, so you give that a try yourself now. So pause the video. And now I'm going to give you a little bit more here in this recording for you to work on, a couple of sections towards the end. And here we're getting up to some quite high notes. So we're getting up to high Ds a couple of times. We want to be sure of the fingering, but we also want to be controlling those notes. They need to project, and we need a real sort of almost a wailing sound up on those high notes in this style. Those notes really can function well in that sort of way, but we don't want to lose control of the sound at the same time. We want a lot of bluesiness in this, really trying to get the style of it. I'm going to lead into that from bar 26 and going to play through just those 3 bars, 26, 27, and 28. So we're getting up to the high Ds at the end of that phrase. Everything else still applies. We want things to be played really strongly through this verse. It's back up to mezzo forte, which we've built up to in the previous verse. Okay, so from bar 26 will be like this. Okay, so really wailing out those high notes. Hey, you give that a try, so pause the video and just play that little section there. Okay, and now let's look at the next bit. There's some really tricky rhythms and notes through here as well. So bar 29, and it's got the high D there right at the beginning of this section. I'm just going to play through those 4 bars from 29, so not quite to the end, and then we'll look at that end section separately. Okay, so there's a quick semiquaver pickup into the second beat of 29. So it's 3, 4, and 1. Ba-da-dum is how that sort of starts. So I'm going to play that so you can hear how that works, and then play through to the rest of those 4 bars in that section. Okay, so listen the first time. So a lot of gutsiness and bluesiness in that phrase as we're reaching towards the end of this song. Okay, so you do that now. So that's from 29 just through for those 4 bars. Pause the video. And now the last, really only 2 bars. It's tied onto a quaver in the last bar. High Ds and C sharps. Again, we're up high. We want this to be, it was actually reaching a sort of peak at the end of this song. So we're not trailing out with it, keeping it strong. And the fact that it's up high is going to achieve a lot of that. Anyway, we need to be in control of the sound. We still want to project there. And our final note, again, is a B. So that's the tonic note in B minor that we're playing. It's in the high octave, so we want to keep that strong and keep it strong to the end of the note. Okay, so this is from bar 33 to the end. It starts on the 3rd beat. Okay, so play right to the end of the note, keeping it strong. So do that now and pause the video.